Wayne Manor, 8 a.m. on the dot. Bet you're a little bit jealous. Look at this setup, hmm?
I thought I'd seen it all when I found you hanging with the sewer rats, Bruce. This place. It's really you.
Oh, thank you.
Rich men and their toys. Only thing missing is a wet bar.
Make yourself comfortable.
I'll try. This place, it's not exactly cozy. I know how
What?
hard it is
The
to let
hard,
people
wet
in.
rock,
The
you
fact that
know?
you've done that, it means a lot to me, Bruce. I didn't give a damn about anyone else until I met you. You're a bad influence on me.
Do you really mean that?
Don't let it go to your head. Being here with you. I came back to Gotham for a little redemption, but I didn't expect to find it next to you. It's nice. The way I feel around you,
Oh,
like I can be better.
like I always say, the
Do you
broken record I am.
feel the same?
I'm gonna kiss you now.
What? More kissing? No, more lip sounds great.
That's what I wanted. I've missed this. Hold that thought. Is that what I think it is? What is my stuff doing on display in your cave? Alongside mementos of the psychopaths you've locked up? Not that you're normal by any stretch of the imagination, but... and there I am. Right next to Harvey Dent. This has got to be good.
I keep items from friends and foes. Reminders.
Never took you for the sentimental type.
I keep a memento from each of my cases. Did you want them back?
Hold on to them. They look kind of nice there.
Oh, now they do. Okay. Getting conflicted messages from you. We're in the Batcave, so you know what's coming up, right?
Tea for two is served.
Alfred, thank you.
Decryptor detected. Accessing Sanctus Project Lotus files. Retinal scan required.
Let's try this again.
Oh, Jesus.
Access granted.
Bruce, whenever you have a moment, I have something to show you.
Okay.
The Bat computer will scan for viruses and other safeguards before we can have access to the data.
Oh, I see. Look at that. Gotham feed. Codex. It's time to read. Great. And it's been a while, so it's going to be a lot. Let's see. Old James Gordon. I trusted Waller over Gordon when I needed help at the arsenal, but our relationship is still on solid footing, even despite his recent demotion. The agency may have a great deal of advantages to offer me, but I know I can count on Jim as a friend to come through for me when I need him. Okay. Nothing on Renee. Nothing on Fox, but we got John. It's clear that John is head over heels in love with Harley, and I can't quite think of anything more dangerous than that. I think I may be able to use his infatuation with her to my advantage somehow, even though I'd likely be treading dangerous ground. Alfred, our conversation about Tiffany and the break-in at Wayne Tower seems to have left Alfred rattled. I hope that this does not send him further into the depression he's been battling against since the trauma he suffered. Tiffany. After I found her in Lucius's secret lab, it became clear that she was investigating her father's death. Tiffany is becoming a complication I'm going to have to deal with. If I hadn't managed to convince her to stay hidden, who knows what Harley might have done to her. I owe it to Lucius to keep her out of harm's way, but I'm not sure how yet. I've decided to work with Waller for now. Her and the agency's resources could prove to be invaluable in my mission to go undercover in Riddler's gang. But her agency is not well known for half measures, and I can't shake the feeling that I might have just signed a deal with the devil. Okay. The agency was supposed to back me up, but they didn't arrive in time. I stalled as best I could, but the gang ended up being successful in their heist. For an all-powerful government agency, they certainly don't seem as effective as Waller claims they are. Selina Kyle, also known as Catwoman, an infamous cat burglar of formidable skill. She and I met when we faced off on the rooftops of the mayor's office after she had broken in and stolen a data drive of incriminating information. She briefly dated my old friend and one-time mayor Harvey Dent. We had a romantic relationship. While she was in Gotham, at least, shortly before I took down Lady Arkham, Selina left town for good. I still miss her, even after a year of absence. I hope that when we see each other again, if we see each other again, we can pick up where we left off. Well, that seems to be the case right now. Sorry, scratching my ear. Did we read this part? No, I don't think we did. Because we didn't come to the friggin' Batcave last time, did we? Or whatever. Dr. Harleen Quinzel, former Arkham Asylum and Blackgate prison psychiatrist, current criminal. It's unclear how this PhD holder went from being a brilliant doctor to little more than a common thug, but at some point she ended up joining the Riddler's gang of thieves. If what John says is correct about the amount of influence she wields in this pact, I'm going to have to impress her if I want to infiltrate the group. How I do that? Well, that's going to be a little trickier. During the Pact's raid on the convoy, I tried to stop Harley from murdering agents, but somehow ended up fighting alongside her. While she seems to be pleased with me, for now, we ended up leaving Bane behind in the ensuing chaos. I'm sure he's going to have a few choice words for Harley if or when he comes back. Well, he did. Mr. Freeze, Dr. Victor Freeze, aka Mr. Freeze, once an outstanding scientist, Freeze turned to a life of crime in order to fund his own research into curing the disease that's killing his wife, Nora. In the meantime, Nora lives in suspended animation in a freeze chamber of his own invention. Knowing his weakness for his wife is something to keep in mind for later. I can use this to my advantage if I ever find myself in a tight spot and need Freeze's help, or need to stop him. Bane. Yeah, I got a little sneeze coming on. Let's see if it will disappear. Bane is an escaped convict of Santa Presca's Penadoro prison, one of Riddler's crew. He is involved in some kind of plot against the agency. Sorry, plot against the city. I was confronted by him at the arsenal, and just when I thought I had gotten the best of him, Bane injected himself with an incredible strength augmenting compound that the Batcomputer identifies as venom. This was what enabled him and his men to defeat me and make off with the GCPD's weapons and APCs. A formidable enemy without enhancements, he's nearly unstoppable once he has taken this drug of his. I'm going to have to find some way of parting him from these drugs if I want a chance to take him down. In the midst of the heist's confusion, Bane somehow ended up being left behind. No one but Bane's henchmen seemed particularly broken up about his demise, but, that does nothing to assuage my fears. If Bane managed to survive the agency's deployed backup and is able to return to the Pact's subway lair, he is going to be livid with us all, however. However, slim the chance of his return. I'm looking at you, side-eyeing since he returned. I should start practicing dodging the blows of his massive fists. Harvey Bullock. Harvey Bullock has worked alongside Commissioner Gordon for years, but his attitude has kept him from rising in the ranks. Still, he's one of the few good cops still in Gotham. Oh. Usually he's kind of, in the middle, gray area. I mostly know him from the Gotham show, but he was also, in Batman and other stuff. He's a common character, everyone knows him. What am I talking about? I crossed paths with Harvey Bullock when Catwoman John and I were infiltrating the Riddler's old workshop. Couldn't tell if he was there to guard the spot or was in the wrong place at the wrong time. John was ready to knock him out with a crowbar, but I had to make a quick decision of how to handle the situation between injuring Bullock or corrupting him. Riddler's hideout. Right, yeah. Yeah, okay. Selena, John, and I went back to Riddler's workshop in the hopes of finding a way to decrypt his laptop. We barely survived a run-in with one of Riddler's old puzzles, and Selena and I went deeper into the workshop. We were able to recover the decryptor device, but Selena had her own plans for it, and she handcuffed me to a chair in order to take it for herself. Okay. Abandoned subway station, Gotham Underground. Riddler's gang, known amongst themselves as the Pact, have established themselves a headquarters inside an old abandoned subway station. Excuse me, sorry. Inhaled some goddamn spit. Built at the turn of the century, the station provides little by the way of amenities, but it seems to serve the Pact's needs just fine. What those needs are remains to be seen. John Doe and Harley Quinn Quinzel, that's a bit weird way to put it, use the station as a permanent residence, though it's still unclear if Victor Mr. Freeze Fries Mr. Freeze whatever Victor Mr. Freeze and Bane, also called the Rat Infestation subway home. This layer of theirs will be my base of operations for the duration of my undercover mission amongst their group, which I hope, for all our sakes, won't be long. Alright. Next up. We gotta scroll all the way past all of this. Model prisoner, yeah. Hero dead, and wrong about Batman. Did we read this? Yeah, I think we did. I think we're here, are we? Yeah, we'll just start here. Agency calls Wayne Enterprises investigation resolved. In an investigation into the industrial accident that killed 1 and injured 14 of Wayne Tower is no longer active, according to an agency spokeswoman. Details from the GCPD investigation are not being released to the public at this time. A press conference held at GCPD headquarters and managed by the agency only confirmed that the matter is resolved. The GCPD's investigation has proven what we already suspected, that this was nothing more than a tragic accident, said Agent Public Affairs Specialist Alexei Yoyi. We are satisfied with the findings of local law enforcement and have no plans to investigate further. We are working with Wayne Enterprises to minimize the risks that contributed to this accident, Yui continued. Oh, Regina. Frickin' the agency and the GCPD have our full cooperation, said Wayne Enterprises chairperson Regina Zellerbach. The safety of our employees is our primary concern. Wayne Tower is an iconic piece of the Gotham skyline, and we're doing all we can to protect it. 5 things. Oh. Wait, no. See, now I remember this. I don't remember that, but I might have skipped over that last time. Who knows? Citywide bombings, distraction from crime spree. Gotham was rocked by bombings in the early hours of this morning. While no one was hurt, the explosions left many Gotham citizens rattled and suspecting an act of terrorism, especially after the recent attacks of the Riddler. New information has come to light, however, that may dispel rumors of terrorism. Captain Geoffrey Sempraz of GCPD Bomb Squad confirmed that the detonated bombs were designed to maximize light and sound rather than damage, saying, "These explosions were meant to cause panic, not hurt people, at least not directly." Additionally, that at the time of the bombings, several break-ins and homicides were reported across the city of Gotham, at some of Gotham's most high-profile establishments. The Gotham Brokerage, GothCorp Labs, and the GCPD's own arsenal have been confirmed by survivors as targets for the break-ins. While the GCPD has refused to comment directly on the suspected link between the explosions and the crime spree, they issued the following statement. The safety of Gotham's citizens remains the police department's top priority, and rest assured that the GCPD is conducting a thorough investigation into both the recent thefts and this morning's bombings. Batman fails Gotham criminals at large with GCPD weapons. Batman was on site at the GCPD arsenal while the department's armored vehicles garage fell victim to the same crime spree that terrorized the city. Sorry. That terrorized the city in the early hours of this morning, but was unable to stop the thieves from killing 2 police officers and 1 mechanic. Chip. And escaping with an unspecified number of APCs or armored personnel carriers. A survivor of the attack who wished to remain nameless claims that the leader of the band of thugs who broke into GCPD property and fought opposite Gotham's Cape Crusader was something more than human. "I've never seen anything like it," the survivor told the Gazette. "He was huge, strong as an ox, too. He injected himself with something, I don't know what, and I swear he got even stronger. He threw Batman into a wall like he was a rag doll." That's right, readers. Not even the combined forces of Gotham's police department and the Dark Knight himself could stop this giant and his gang of hooligans from making off with deadly tanks capable of murdering countless civilians. I had been ready to accept that the Batman was the savior Gotham needed. But this act of incompetence is another reminder we cannot put our trust in a vigilante who gets to keep his face hidden from the public while we live in fear of dangerous criminals every day. Riddler dead, agency confirms. After a deadly reign of terror that resulted in an untold number of victims, the notorious masked madman known as the Riddler has been confirmed dead by government law enforcement group The Agency. The agency has claimed responsibility for the takedown of one of Gotham's most notorious criminals, stating only that the Riddler was found at the harbor with civilian hostages during the explosions that shook the city, adding that he and his goons were heavily armed. It is still unknown whether or not Riddler was involved in the bombings, though an inside source tells the Gazette that he is not currently being considered as a suspect, even in post-humanist in the alleged acts of terrorism. While the agency and GCPD have yet to confirm the circumstances which led to Riddler's death, Gotham may sleep easier tonight knowing that one less murderer is on its streets. Batman missing after fight with a mammoth luchador. The long one. Disturbing reports have surfaced that suggest Batman, Gotham's defender, may have been mortally wounded in the early hours of this morning at GCPD's arsenal. An eyewitness and survivor of the fatal assault on the arsenal said, "Batman was hurt bad. Their leader did a real number on him. I tried to get him help, but I don't know if he got there in time. Honestly, I don't know if anyone can survive a concrete slab falling on them, not even Batman." Their leader is described as an enormous man with tattoos and superhuman strength wearing a luchador, or Mexican wrestler, mask, as confirmed by several witnesses to this morning's incursion. This still unnamed man should be considered armed and dangerous, according to the GCPD, who also urged civilians not to approach him and call the police immediately if seen. When asked if Batman was hurt or killed by the superhuman criminal, the GCPD spokesperson told the Gazette, "Well, the police department has partnered with Batman in the past. We do not represent him in any official capacity and can neither confirm nor deny claims that he may have been injured in this morning's assault." There has yet to be any sighting of the Caped Vigilante since this morning's attack. A beloved police mechanic dead in attack on GCPD Arsenal. It was confirmed this morning, just hours after the attack on the Gotham City Police Department's arsenal, and the multiple reports of break-ins across the city, that one of the victims of the assault, police vehicle maintenance mechanic Charles "Chip" Paulson, 53, died of his injuries. Paulson, leader of his local neighborhood watch, Marine veteran, and much-loved member of the community, was employed as a mechanic at the police department's arsenal, servicing the armored personnel carriers and squad cars. The arsenal was broken into in the early hours of the morning, just after the explosions that erupted across the city and during the other deadly assaults on Gotham Brokerage and Gothcorp Labs that resulted in the loss of dozens of lives, including Paulson's. The PD arsenal was the only affected site on which Batman was spotted. At which Batman was spotted. An eyewitness claims that Paulson defended Batman against the leader of assailants, but it was ultimately this man, a masked luchador or Mexican wrestler by accounts, who ended Paulson's life. Man, a lot on this. Paulson was married to Abigail Paulson, was a father of 4 and a foster father of 3. Jesus Christ.
He was just so brave,
His wife told the Gazette.
he was always willing to help anyone in need. What happened to him? It's unthinkable.
Chip was a good man, former Police Commissioner Gordon said today in a press statement. One of the best. He was a hero and a personal friend. Many lost their lives this morning, but Chip's passing strikes at the core of the GCPD. We will not rest until the people that did this are behind bars. A public memorial ceremony will be held for Paulson and the other fallen officers outside Gotham City Police Precinct tomorrow night. Bruce Wayne on the decline? Gotham billionaire and infamous playboy Bruce Wayne was spotted today at a local watering hole and dive bar, the Stacked Deck. Patrons claim to have seen him drinking with a thin, green-haired man identified only as John. This consorting with Gotham's seedier underbelly is just another in a line negative publicity the young business tycoon has been garnering. After his assault on one-time Wayne Enterprises CEO Oswald Cobblepot last year, which briefly landed Wayne in Arkham Asylum, the billionaire has had to contend with an investigation into the deadly explosion at Wayne Tower, which led to the death of one of the head of Wayne Enterprises Research and Development, Lucius Fox, as well as his recent implication in the assault of the Viago Casino. Viago. What? I can't even say that name, man. Stop using it, please. We haven't met Rory in freaking last episode. Freaking the first episode. Whatever. Owner Rumi Mori. Speculations have begun that the revelation of Thomas Wayne's criminal past has taken too great a toll on the bachelor playboy, and that he may be on the verge of snapping completely. Wayne Enterprises stock still holds steady despite Wayne's erratic actions of late, but analysts are keeping a close eye on the market. Gordon demoted to deputy operations. In a massive fall from grace, Gotham's recently promoted Commissioner Gordon has already managed to lose his title, being demoted to Deputy Operations at the GCPD. In a press statement released earlier today, the GCPD informed the public ex-Commissioner Gordon has served Gotham and her citizens to the fullest of his capabilities. His demotion is not a reflection of his character or his ability to do his job. Deputy Ops is extremely lucky to have a man of his caliber on their team. When asked why the Gordon was demoted, he's the Gordon now. If he was so capable in his role, the police department refused to comment, stating that the details were part of an active investigation and releasing them to the public would only jeopardize current police efforts. Renee Montoya. Jim Gordon has done more for this city than anyone else on the force, Officer Renee Montoya told the Gazette. If you ask me, it's a disgrace. I owe my life to that man, and to see him treated like this, it's just wrong. More. Though a few names have been floated as possible candidates for the role of police commissioner, the GCPD has yet to name a replacement. Agency takes over crime spree investigation. Is this the last one? No, of course not. Jesus. GCPD confirmed today that they has given the agency control of the investigation into the recent break-ins throughout the city. At least 12 people have been confirmed dead in relation to these events, including 3 police officers and 5 city employees. Confusion about and within the investigation has been a cause of concern for Gotham's citizens. Residents are calling for a stronger police presence throughout the city, as well as answers about the attacks themselves. So far, no suspect has been apprehended. Historically, the agency and the GCPD have rarely worked in tandem. It was a joint investigation decades ago that pitted the two against the Riddler, one which ultimately ended in failure. Many have called into question the organization's ability to effectively deal with the group responsible for the citywide attacks. A GCPD spokesperson told the Gazette, "While the agency might be leading the investigation, rest assured they have Gotham PD's full cooperation." More on the story to follow as information is made available. Agency convoy attacked. Where was Batman? An armored convoy belonging to the agency was attacked last night by the group responsible for yesterday morning's assault on the city. The agency is reported to have been transporting unidentified cargo with it. My God. I started off strong, and now it's all hit the wall. And we're freaking 32 minutes in to just reading. This is a full episode of reading. I'm sorry. Transporting unidentified cargo when it was disabled by an electromagnetic pulse which left 3 blocks of downtown Gotham without electricity. While Gotham Gas and Electric struggles to restore power, citizens are placing blame on the GCPD and on Batman. Eyewitnesses claim that the GCPD raised the bat signal to alert him, but there was no reported sightings. Rumors of the masked hero's death have proliferated after Batman clashed unsuccessfully with a dangerous luchador, otherwise known as a Mexican wrestler, in case you haven't gotten that already, during yesterday's attack on the GCPD armory. Same figure, was seen at last night's raid on the I'm just going to read regularly, how about that? Last night's raid on the agency convoy, along with what witnesses are describing as a clown and a gymnast and a blue man. Agency backup was late to arrive on scene and unable to prevent the terrorist group from escaping. There's still more. Goddamn. The GCPD wouldn't comment on Batman's mysterious disappearance. In a press statement, however, they confirmed that the attacks of the Gotham brokerage house, Gothcorp Labs, and the GCPD arsenal appear to be from the same group who perpetrated the attack on the convoy. They went on to say the agency is working diligently to apprehend this group of terrorists. We at the GCPD are doing everything in our power to assist in their efforts. A family begs Gotham citizens for help in finding missing couple. For 5 years, family and friends have been left to wonder what happened to Dr. Victor Fries and his wife Nora. The two have been reported missing following a deadly accident at Gothcorp Labs. Oh my god, and there's more! Before his disappearance, Nora Fries was diagnosed with an advanced stage of McGregor's syndrome. McGregor's is a rare terminal illness for which there is no known treatment. Victor Fries, a cryogenicist at GothCorp Labs, was also working on cryogenically preserve her. This would slow down the progression of the illness until a cure could be found. One of these experiments triggered a catastrophic explosion, resulting in the destruction of GothCorp's cryogenics wing and the deaths of several scientists. After the wreckage was cleared, there was no sign of Victor or Nora. Family and friends have searched tirelessly, but it seems the couple must have somehow escaped the ruin. After a year's search, the trail went cold. Cold, I get it. The police investigation was abandoned. Those who loved the couple, however, never gave up hope. Victor Fries was a devoted husband and son whose research has saved countless lives. Nora Fries, an accomplished scientist in her own right, was an active member of her community. She served on boards of several charities for impoverished children and was a fixture of Gotham's philanthropic scene. Nora and Victor's friends and family have not given up their search as easily as the police have. We're begging the police of Gotham to help us. Not the police. We're begging the people of Gotham to help us, said Dora Smithy, Nora's sister. Nora and Dora? What the hell? My sister desperately needs medical attention. If you see anything, please contact us. And Victor, if you're out there, please bring Nora home to us. Is this the last one? No, it's not. Of course not. My God. 2 more. Jesus. I am sorry for this episode, even though people will probably skip all this reading. Exclusive. Riddler murdered. A source within GCPD refutes the agency's claim that they were responsible for the death of the terrorist known as the Riddler. It was revealed to the Gotham Gazette that Riddler was already dead when the agency arrived on scene, and that the vigilante Batman was present at the time. Ugh, long one too, Jesus. This calls into question all of the agency's statements in regards to this matter. Earlier, it was confirmed by the GCPD coroner that the Riddler's cause of death was poisoning. This substance was a lethal combination of psychoactive drugs injected directly into the bloodstream. The fact that Batman was on scene before the arrival of the agency suggests he, and not the enforcement group, was responsible for Riddler's apprehension. However, some are speculating he was also responsible for his murder. The possibility of the Caped Crusader breaking his well-known moral code to put an end to the Riddler threat lies heavily in the hearts of Gotham citizens. More troubling still are agency and GCPD refusals to launch an investigation into Riddler's murder. Any claims made that Riddler's death involved foul play are entirely erroneous. As Amanda Waller, director of the agency, in response to GCPD leaks revelation, the events aboard the Lady of Dublin occurred as the agency had previously stated. An internal affairs official of the Gotham Police Department reached out to the Gazette today to say, "We are going to be conducting a thorough internal investigation to root out the source of these unofficial leaks. These unauthorized reports go against GCPD policy, but endanger active investigations." What? These unauthorized reports go against GCPD policy, but endanger active investigations. I'll read the last one in the voice of it. Opinion: law enforcement playing hot potato with Gotham attackers. 24 hours have passed since yesterday's massacre, and not a single suspect has been brought into custody. Not by the GCPD, not by the agency, and certainly not by Batman. The only perpetrator identified in the attacks was a distinctive, massive man dressed as a Mexican wrestler, otherwise known as a luchador. A luchador! A source within GCPD says the suspect is known as Bane, yet both the local police and the agency have refused to go public with this information. Okay. This is a level of incompetence that hasn't been seen in Gotham until recently. Some were leery of the shadowy agents of this shadowy agency. Some were leery of this shadowy agency taking over the investigation into the recent acts of terrorism, citing the agency's failure to apprehend the Riddler during his initial crime spree in Gotham. Their efforts, or lack thereof, in apprehending those responsible for the Brokerage, Arsenal, and GothCorp attacks have confirmed their ineptitude. The hearts and minds of Gotham citizens are nervous. While the agency and Gotham City Police Department are busy playing hot potato in Gotham's criminal cases, the murderer of Arsenal walks free to terrorize Gotham with the weapons he and his villainous associates have already used against the agency itself in an attack on one of their convoys. Batman is missing, or presumed dead, since his face-off with Bane, and law enforcement is unable to bring those terrorists to justice. It's clear to this reporter that Gotham's citizens have no one to rely on but themselves. Be safe out there. Oh my god, it's done. Jesus Christ. I read a 40-page novel there, pretty much. Can I put some music on? I can. Some more jazz. I don't think any of this has changed. Guess what? More reading. Riddler, international criminal mastermind. A dark ghost out of Gotham's past who has returned to strike fear into the city's heart once again. I was unable to stop him, but at great personal cost. Unfortunately, just as he was to be taken into custody, and I have degraded reading. My God, I'm sorry. It's painful, I know. But if you stick with me, it's great. I love you. An unknown assassin murdered him with a toxin composed of a mix of psychiatric medications. My God, I'm sorry. I hate myself. Selena, how are you? You want to hear my car purr? Oh, yeah. You like that?
It's over 600 horsepower.
You want to hear it again?
You're just wasting gas now.
I'm a billionaire. Gas prices mean nothing. Look at this. Oh! Gets me every time. You goddamn right.
Just keep showing it off, Bruce. I might not be here when you get back.
Well, I mean... okay, never mind. Selena?
Selena.
That's what I just said, Bruce.
So, what do you think?
There's a lot of interesting tech down here. How you did it all, I'll never know. And it's more hospitable than the abandoned subway those maniacs call home. But just barely.
So, what do you think is next for us?
Romantically or with Riddler's laptop? I don't have a lot of expectations, but I do have some hope.
Hope. That's all we need. Okay, Alfred. Well, I might have to read some stuff here, too. Great. Everyone loves that. More reading. We already read the Batsuit. The spare grapple gun, the batarang. Yeah, well, maybe we don't have to read it. Alfred?
I finished up a new feature for your contacts. Lucius nearly completed it before. Well, I've been fiddling with it to keep myself occupied. At any rate, your contacts now have the capability to detect heat signatures. Cold, too, because well, with Mr. Freeze, you never know.
Thanks. I'm sure it'll come in handy.
I'm impressed you felt close enough to someone to welcome them into the Batcave. And I'm curious to know why. What is it about her? Not that I'm judging my...
You know, I could have made a joke there,
Difficult to take it
but
back at this
I'm not
point.
going to.
But,
Had to
maybe
do
we
with
should
her
keep an
cat
eye on
cave,
more
but
valuable items
she
down
means a
here.
lot to me.
She's important to me.
I thought as much. Good for you, Bruce. This is a big step.
Oh,
It's done. Sounds like the laptop is safe.
Hello.
hello.
So, how are you holding up?
Well, I'm ready and able to serve.
Okay. See, this is nice ambient music. Some jazz. Everyone likes jazz.
I shall be upstairs if you need me. Good luck.
Okay.
Look at all this data.
Finally, something we can read. Let's see what he knew.
Invoices, schematics, design notes.
Oh god, more reading. The fools think they're safe. They're stupider than I thought if they think I'd ever forget what they did. I think they... Let me move that. If they think I'd ever forgive, I'm closing in on them now. I know who their supply is, and that means I know where they've moved their twisted operation. They're in Gotham, hiding in plain sight. Well, not for long.
Riddler must have been talking about the location of the Black Site. His obsession with data left us an incredibly thorough paper trail.
Look at these manifests.
Bodhi's Spa. Strange place for a delivery of virus incubators. This must be what Riddler means by hiding in plain sight.
Patient 843. 10 milligram injection at 0.01% solution. Patient 844. 10 milligram injection at 0.015% solution.
God, what is that?
Nothing
Human
good.
test subjects?
We have to find what they were giving those test subjects.
Oh,
Oh no.
Some kind of viral agent from the looks of things. A biological weapon. This is what Harley wants.
agency. Oh,
The agency. Don't you work with them?
begrudgingly.
Amanda Waller. She runs the agency.
Sounds like you owe her a phone call.
Bruce, to what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
The agency was working on a virus with human test subjects.
Bruce, what on earth?
I just saw it with my own eyes.
How do you... Is that what Quinn's after?
Yes, I found the black site, hiding in the middle of Gotham at the Bodhi Spa.
Okay. I promise we'll get to the bottom of this. But I need you to trust me. Meet me at Wayne Tower in 15. I'll tell you what I know.
Harley was asking if the goggles are ready. I'll go back to the subway, see if I can keep her busy.
Thanks, Selena.
Benefits of partners.
Oh,
Be safe, Bats.
You too.